Hi, dear Truth Warriors. It's good to be back again. I'm Petra Van Dale, life coach, breathwork practitioner, and advocate for survivors of narcissistic and emotional abuse. The video today is specifically directed towards adult children of narcissistic parents. Now, as you know, you've spent your whole life as an adult child of toxic parents. You've spent your whole life people pleasing, accommodating the toxic parent, taking care of them, being their coach, their psychologist, um, trying to get your parents' love and affection and respect and loyalty, trying to get them to see you as an individual. And this is very sad. I've heard these stories in the years that I've been practicing coaching. I've heard these stories so many times, these horrendous, very sad, very frightening experiences. So you as an adult child will spend most of your life, and especially as you're growing up, trying to prove to your toxic parent that you are good enough, that you are enough, that you are worthy of respect and loyalty. And there are three things that are required in order for you to establish and maintain a healthy relationship. First of all, it needs to be a two-way street. You have spent your whole life where you have been going down this one-way street, hoping that it's going to become a two-way street. So it's you pouring all of your integrity, your love, your good intentions into this relationship, and nothing is coming from it. So the three things that are required, when someone is truly, when a toxic parent, or when anyone for that matter, is truly invested in repairing the relationship with you, there are three things that need to happen, three things required here. And number one is that there is recognition and acknowledgement of the abuse that you have endured. That's number one. And when that has been recognized and acknowledged, then the parent can move on to asking for your forgiveness. And when forgiveness has been given, then the parent can go about repenting, applying or being willing to reconcile with you. So these are the three things: acknowledgement, forgiveness, and reconciliation. And these three things will never come from the toxic parent. And I'm saying this because these are the stories, these are the experiences I've heard, that there is so much commitment from the side, on the part of the adult child, and there's very little or nothing coming back from the toxic parent. So it's very sad when this happens. This is what needs to happen. But a toxic parent, a narcissistic parent, is never willing to apply introspection, is never willing to ask for forgiveness and then proceed to repent, to change their behavior, be willing to establish a loving relationship with you. So sometimes the toxic parent will provide you with the illusion of them acknowledging the abuse that you have been through. But the way you can see the difference here, you will know it is not sincere when there is no change in behavior. So again, they may ask you for forgiveness. They may say that they want to establish a healthy relationship with you, but their actions speak louder than their words because there is no change in their behavior patterns. There is no change in the actions. So it's a very bitter pill to swallow. It is a very hurtful, painful experience to go through as a child and as an adult. And the most loving and compassionate thing you can do for yourself is offer that forgiveness. You don't have to literally tell them, but if you can have that forgiveness in your heart, And especially if you can forgive yourself for trying to get your toxic parent to see how good you are, how loving you are. If you can forgive yourself for that, for believing that this is as good as it gets, then you can love. You can love from a distance. This does not mean, I've so often heard people saying, yes, but it's your parent, it's your mother. You only get one mother. You only get one father. You, as a child, as an adult child, need to repair that relationship. This is where society, who does not understand the impact of narcissistic abuse, this is where they tell you, you need to get over yourself. You need to just get on with it, get over the abuse that you supposedly went through, and move on. It's very easy to say that when you don't understand the impact that dysfunctional and toxic parents have on their children. So no, you don't need to just get over it. What needs to happen is that you provide yourself the space to heal. You can again offer that forgiveness, but love from a distance. It's like having a snake pit, and you know that the snakes in the pit are extremely venomous, and you keep putting your hand back in the pit in the hope that one day the snakes will stop biting and injecting you with their venom. Now, you wouldn't do that in a normal situation. You wouldn't keep going back to the snake pit, trying to speak reason with the snakes. You just wouldn't do it. But you do it as an adult child of toxic parents. So the most compassionate thing you can do is to acknowledge to yourself that this is what you went through. You definitely experienced this abuse. You went through the emotional, the mental, the physical, the sexual abuse. You can acknowledge that to yourself. Provide yourself with the acknowledgement. Provide yourself with the forgiveness for believing that it is your fault. It is extremely painful to carry through life the burden of shame and guilt. You do not need to carry that burden because it is not yours to carry. You have done everything humanly possible to try and reconcile with your parents. Again, it's a two-way street. So step back, take care of yourself. Take responsibility for your life. What you went through is not your fault, but you do have the responsibility to provide yourself with the space to heal, and you can love your toxic parent from a distance. Much love to all of you. See you next time.